Hi, everybody. It's Mr. Schillero. I hope you guys are doing well. It is Friday. It is the last day of the week in this first week of distance learning. I just want to start by saying that I'm really proud of a lot of you guys. I've seen plenty of the students interacting a lot with Google Classroom and getting their assignments done. So I just want to say great job. I know it hasn't necessarily been easy for everybody making this change, but I think a lot of us are doing a really good job of trying our very best. I also want to encourage some of you guys, if you have not been interacting and not doing the assignments, give it a chance. It really should not take you that long. I think it's something good to keep you busy, to keep your mind working, and to make sure that you're not letting go of all that hard work you've done earlier in the year. With that being said, a quick video here. I just want to review a couple things that we touched on earlier this year in terms of the 3 different types of irony. So let's talk about them. First type of irony that I know we definitely talked about earlier this year is situational irony. This is what happens when something happens and it's the absolute opposite of what is expected or appropriate. So let me give you an example. I'm in the gym. I'm okay at basketball, but I'm not great. Let's go ahead and say I'm dribbling around the basketball in our gym, and suddenly LeBron James walks in there, and LeBron says, "Hey, let's play one-on-one." And I beat him. That would be situationally ironic. It is the absolute opposite of what is expected or appropriate. Likewise, let's go ahead and say that we're in the gym and I'm on the bench press and I'm pressing as much as I can. And then suddenly the teeny tiny guy who's about 4 feet tall, weighs about 100 pounds, he walks in and says, "Oh, that's too easy." And he puts on another 100 pounds and bench presses it 40 times. That would be situationally ironic. We wouldn't expect for someone who's not that good at basketball to beat LeBron James, and we wouldn't expect somebody who's teeny tiny to lift a lot of weights in the gym. So it's the opposite of what we expect. Situational irony. The next one is dramatic irony. This occurs when the reader or audience understands more about the events of a story than a character. One example we've used a lot this year that I actually think you guys have done a good job of understanding is thinking about a horror movie. You as the audience see that maybe a lady's walking down the street and the killer is right behind her, walking up behind her. She doesn't know that, but you do as the viewer. So you're getting all stirred up. You feel the drama. You're going, "Oh my gosh, she's got to see that the murderer is behind her. She's got to get out of the way." That's dramatic irony. We used another example as well of maybe you're reading a book and in the first chapter, you learn that this girl, Cindy, has a crush on this boy, John. You learn that early, but John might not figure that out until chapter 6. So that would be dramatic irony. You, the reader, know something that John does not yet. And finally, our last type of irony is verbal irony. Sometimes we refer to this as sarcasm. It's when a character says one thing but means the absolute opposite. So for example, if I walked past one of you guys and I saw that you got an A on your test and I said, "Oh, that's a terrible grade." Clearly, I don't actually mean that because an A is an awesome grade. So that's me using verbal irony just to create a goofy effect. A lot of times verbal irony is used for comedy. Let's go ahead and say I'm walking through the desert and I'm sweating and I sit there and I say, "Whew, sure is chilly out here." That's